Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Pastor Susan. Thank you, Marcia, for the beautiful meditation. So today, we are going back to the land of Oz. And I want to talk about a few little things that Dorothy might have done a little differently to make her journey down the road easier. Now, I know that most of us love the movie Wicked. Wicked 2 is coming out soon. We're all about Wicked. But for today, we are going back to the original 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz. So today, there will be no Wicked references. And I ask for your patience because I am really kind of nervous. And it may be silly, but I think the main reason I'm nervous is I would just really love to be popular. I want to be popular. But as hard as I practiced, I am sorry to tell you all that today I will not be defying gravity. And if by chance I do, we'll all go home with a really good story to tell. So, let's go back to Oz together. For today, each of us is Dorothy. We all get to be Dorothy, but since I'm the speaker, I get to wear the shoes. Thank you. So our story begins a few miles down the yellow brick road, and we already have some big things going for us. We have our tribe. This is the core group of people and animals that we have accumulated throughout the course of our lives that are our traveling companions for this part of our journey. And we have another great advantage. We have baskets. Each of us has a basket. And yes, fellas, your basket can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a tackle box or a fanny pack, or mine's a $30,000 Birkin bag. But for today, they're baskets. So in the original movie, Dorothy never once reaches into her basket. I re-watched it to verify this. Other than some apples that she picked up from the evil trees, questionable choice, we never got to see what she had in there. But I know what we have in ours. We have tools. Many, many tools. And finally, we have Glinda. And Glinda already helped us out of that little scrape in the poppy field a ways back. And wasn't she wonderful? She just waved that wand, and down came the snow, and all was well. Now, since Pastor Susan introduced me, you all now know that I had the rare privilege of growing up with a Glinda. Yeah, Marcia, I'm talking about you. And for everybody who thinks that that must have been just super wonderful, let me share with you that she frequently popped out of her pretty little bubble to beat the snot out of her little sister. And of course, I'm joking. Not about the beating up part, because that's completely true. But Marcia is not a Glinda. She's a Dorothy. Just like the rest of us, just walking the road and making her way home. Glinda represents what I call our entourage, the group of non-earthly entities and energies that travel with us on our journey. So the dictionary defines entourage as, from the French, equivalent to entour or surround, a group of associates or assistants, as in people traveling with an important person. And each of us is that important person. So who is in your entourage? Are there gods and goddesses, ascended masters, great teachers, angels, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors, They are our collaborators on the other side. Excuse me. So back to Marcia for a moment. Of course. Yes, she is just a Dorothy. But do you know what she does have? Marcia's basket looks like one of those big rolling tool chests that cost about $800 down at the Home Depot. And it's full. So growing up with her was, in fact, super wonderful because whenever I was wise enough to listen, she shared her knowledge with me. And one of the first tools, what have we in our basket? Let's see here. One of the first tools, it's here somewhere. Hold on. One of the first tools she shared with me, and one of the most important ones we all have, is the art of bubbling up. Now, your method of bubbling up can be whatever you want it to be. I think most of us are familiar with the concept, right? It's probably most easily done during a brief meditation. Put a bubble around yourself. And however you choose to do it, there's no wrong way, but it's easy, it takes very little time, and it will, in fact, change your life. Bubbling up provides a layer of protection from miscellaneous outside forces. But that's not all. I mean, imagine, we're bubbled up. We're protected. We're just floating around, gently bumping up against each other. Oh, hello. Hello, how are you today? Yes. Well, that is lovely, but it's not going to do much to assist our progress on the road, right? Now, I don't know if y'all have heard this or if it's just a Southern thing, but our dad used to describe certain people as being about half a bubble out of plum. Anybody heard that? Yep. So, a level. For anyone who is not familiar, you use this tool to make sure that something is perfectly parallel to the horizon or straight up and down, and you adjust it until the bubble is right between the markings. And when your bubble is in plum, whatever you're trying to hang or do is straight and all good to go. And we need to get our bubbles into plum. And that means that we need to set our intentions. Because in addition to providing protection from external forces, our bubble also provides magnification of our internal forces inside the bubble. Segment intending is a visualization technique from Abraham Hicks where you consciously set an intention for each segment of your day before entering it. Instead of reacting to whatever comes next, you deliberately focus on how you want to feel, what you want to accomplish, and the desired experience for that specific block of time. It helps you to guide your energy and to avoid just living by default. And that's what bubbling up does for us. You can bubble and rebubble as many times a day as you want to. Abraham Hicks suggests that you use some kind of a physical reminder when you're changing segments. And whatever works for you, you can drink a glass of water, you can step outside, take a few deep breaths. I actually like to wash my hands. And as I'm washing my hands, then I will rebubble for my next segment. So, let's see. Think about your segments in a given day. You might have to make a phone call that you're a little scared to make. So bubble up. Then you have to run some errands in your car. Bubble up. Then you come home to cook dinner. Rebubble. And it may sound like a lot, but I promise you, once you get into the habit, it happens almost automatically. Now this, you may call me crazy, but I would highly suggest that when you create your bubble, furnish it. Don't just be inside a blank space floating around in there. Make it be what you want it to be. If I am baking, my bubble is a little cottage in a forest on a rainy afternoon. If I'm playing music, I'm in a gorgeous practice room with a grand piano and a big harp and all my Grammys lined up on a shelf. And if I am working in my office, I am on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. And I do this because it helps to keep my intentions clear. Plus, it's fun, and it adds a little bit of magic to my day, and I love that. So, we have got it, baby. We are bubbled up. Our bubble is in plum. We're easing on down the road. We're joyful. The sun is shining. Here come the monkeys. Yeah. Here come the monkeys. And they are flying toward us with the singular intent of popping our bubbles. Now, these are not killer monkeys. They're just the things that make us mad. Take the wind out of our sails. Make us act out of character. Our pet peeves. Those things that can just pop our bubble and knock us right off the road. So when we see a monkey flying at our face, what do we tend to do? We react, which looks a lot like this. We flail, right? And we usually end up popping our own bubbles even if the monkey doesn't get to us first. So what are we to do? Well, there's actually a 3-step process, which once you've done it a few times takes about 1 second. Step number 1, it's a big prop because it's a big tool. Couldn't even fit it in my basket. Pause. Just pause. And then, step 2. Take a breath. 1 breath. Step 3. Decide. Decide what you're going to do about it. And then act. When we react, that's giving away our power to decide who we are and what we're going to do. You're the judge. You get to decide. As one of Marcia's guides is fond of saying, you are the CEO of Eunice. So, I'll give you an example. Does anyone else here possibly have that other driver's monkey? Every other driver on the road monkey? Well, that's not a small monkey these days, for me at least. So we're going to assume that you're bubbled up, you're motoring along, hands at 10 and 2, driving flawlessly like always, and a driver near you does something stupid and possibly dangerous. So I have to ask, this is a difficult ask, but anybody willing to admit that they have an exceedingly fast reflex in their middle finger? Anybody? Nobody? No? Some of y'all might be lying, but that's okay. That's okay. So Mr. Hinky Dink in the other lane pulls his stupid maneuver, and you react. You immediately and proudly let your finger fly, because that makes better drivers of us all, as you know. But what you've probably done is popped your own bubble, because I don't think you would have intentionally placed finger flying in there. But you've also done something else. You have become a monkey for somebody else. Probably not Mr. Hinky Dink, because he's not paying any attention to you, but what about all the other people who saw you do it in the other cars? What about the little kids who saw you do that? What if Mr. Hinky Dink turns out to be your grandmother? You know, and please, the whole finger flick, that's just an example. We all have so many ways that we pop our own bubbles every day. But one of the great things about this process is that sometimes you may decide to do nothing at all. You just don't even care enough about that monkey to deal with it. So you don't need to react because you decide. And guess what? It's no longer a monkey, at least for today. No guarantees that they're not coming right back. Now, there are some situations where where the decide step takes a little bit longer, okay? They're not all immediate. You pause, you take a breath, and you decide that you're going to think about it for a little while. Wait until you're not angry, maybe. Wait until you have more information. Sleep on it. A few years ago, Marcia and her business partner were in a very important meeting in Washington, D.C., and around the table there were high-level government officials, and it was a big deal. And during the course of the meeting, her business partner shushed her in front of everyone. So she killed him. No, she didn't. I might have, but she didn't. She was bubbled up, and she used the process. She paused. She took a breath, and she decided to do nothing at that moment. And afterwards, she thought about it for a while. I don't know how long it took, but I can tell you that she did decide. He is alive and well today, but he is no longer her business partner. She runs those meetings by herself. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So to wrap things up, I just want to share with head hung low one personal experience. I have to start by admitting to you that I have a Walmart monkey. Probably enough said, right? But I also have to tell you that we were raised by a man who, by example, taught us that anyone who is serving you in any capacity is to be treated with the utmost respect and kindness. So that just, well, yeah. Thank you, Daddy. So that it just comes naturally to us, because that's always how it's been. We don't even have to think about that. So a couple of years ago, I was looking for something on the internet, probably scrolling, and up popped an ad for a brand new face cream. I think might have had some of Christopher Judge's ice cream in it, I'm not sure, but this cream was going to virtually remove all of my facial imperfections in 6 weeks. And I saw that ad, and the angels sang. Ooh. And best of all, it was currently available for the low price of $27.95 at my local Walmart. So I grabbed my daughter Ava, and off we went. So Ava has Down syndrome. She was 21 at the time. So we rushed, gleefully skipping to the cosmetics section, where we found that my cream, my fountain of youth, was in a locked case. And there seemed to be no one on the premises that had a key to that case. And I will not hurt you by describing the details of the next 20 minutes, except to say that at some point, I started to get mad. I was like a cartoon character where the red just comes up and up. I started being not so very nice to every employee I could find. And the angrier I got, the more horrified Ava got. She kept saying, Mom, can we just go? No, I had dug in my heels, and I was not leaving without my cream. So about 20 minutes in, the super duper big manager of the Walmart approached, not smiling, and opened the case for me. Oh, and I got my cream. But that wasn't quite enough. I pulled the passive-aggressive card, and as the manager walked away, I said, so that she could hear me, and just let this be a lesson to you, Ava. This is not how you treat your customers. So the trip home was silent. When we got home, Ava was silent. So after about an hour, I got her to sit on the couch with me, and trying to comfort both of us. And I said, Ava, do you remember that horrible little girl in Willy Wonka and what happened to her in the Golden Goose Room? I said, today in Walmart, I felt kind of like Veruca Salt. And she very slowly just looked at me and said, Mom, you were a bad egg. And I was. I was a bad egg. I popped my own bubble, ruined my own day, ruined Ava's day, and became a monkey for multiple other customers and employees of Walmart. And just so you know, threw the cream away. I could not stand, could not bear to look at it because it made me ashamed. So what could I have done differently? Well, maybe knowing that I have a Walmart monkey, I could have bubbled up in the parking lot, which I did not. And when the situation started, maybe I could have paused, taken a breath, and decided what I would do, which I did not. I reacted. I magnificently flailed. And I'll never forget it. Ava for sure will never forget it. To this day, when it's time to go grocery shopping, she asks me if there's face cream on the list. And if there is, she won't go. So our actions are more far-reaching than we realize. You just think about, did I just turn into a monkey during the day? Because we do, and we can affect a lot of other people who in turn go home and they're so crabby about what they saw you do. They're crabby with their own family. And before you know it, we're just a world full of monkeys for each other. So I guess sometimes in order to learn who we want to be, we have to have one of those experiences where we learn who we don't want to be. And so, my friends, bubble up. Get your bubble into plum. Pause. Take a breath. Decide. And remember, my dears, you've had the power all along. Thank you. Thank you.